very strong and a very strong and dynamic political party before my first term ends. Those are the things that have been on my mind. So whatever it takes for the NDC to win, I discuss with my team and then we move on it. And then to make sure that the party is vibrant, the party is effective on the ground. Because if you have a docile political party at the basis or at the grassroots, we won't get the result we expect. So if the party is active in all the constituencies, they are implementing their programs, they are making sure that things that have to be done to witness the vote are being carried out. Now we've targeted that we would have to go to every home. Okay. And that has also been on my mind, that we have to visit every home. Visit every home. Is it during this election year, or how do you intend to do that? We have the structure to the branch level. Okay. That is the minutest level. Okay. If you get the branches working, it means that every home will definitely be touched. So that is the strategy. Okay. So the target is to make sure our branches are effective. And now we've started a program of making sure that where we think that the branches are weak, we need to make use of volunteers, because that is the only way we can get to the people. That is the only way the people will feel needed. That is the only way that people will turn out to vote for us. Where you feel the branches are weak, you're using volunteers. Yes. When you say volunteers, what do you mean by? Because a branch must be understood by the people who are... The branch executives. The branches, they lead the branches. Okay. So when you realize that the executives or the leadership of the branches are is weak, we need to get people to step in, to make sure that the job is done. I tell people that if you're elected, it's just an opportunity for you to showcase the skills you have. But if you're elected and you decide not to do the work, even if you take ghosts to come and do the work, ghosts will perform the task you've been elected to do, and you feel left out. So that is the approach that we are adapting for the elected officials must perform. You must perform. If you fail to perform, we'll get people to do the work. The work has to be done. The work has to be done. You are elected. Gloat in your power. Gloat in your election. It's good. I'm this, I'm that. I'm this, I'm that. It's good. Carry on with that. If you won't perform the duties, we'll get people to do the work. You will still hold your position, won't take the position from you, but the work must be done. We have to make sure that JDM goes back to the Flagstaff House. Why is that so important? It is important for the future of this country. It is important because these people are leading us into the abyss. It is important because the youth are home not getting jobs to do. It is important because petrol prices are going skyrocketing. Important because cement prices are going higher. We are tired as Ghanaians as things stands today. There is need for a reset. There is need for a change. It is very important for this country. Not because I'm an NDC person. I'm passionate because I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a Ghanaian, and I go to the markets and I walk on the streets. I listen to people. The times are not rosy, my brother. The times are not rosy. In fact, there's a famous thing that Kennedy Ejapon said. In fact, when he joined Dr. Mahama Baumia, he said, yes, Ghana is in difficult times, but NDC, that does not necessarily mean that the NDC is what you need. That's me paraphrasing, or that doesn't mean that the NDC should win or come to power. You say John Mahama has to come to power. For the average Ghanaian, why won't we look elsewhere by John Mahama? Where else? John Mahama has the experience as a leader, as a president of this country before. He's not corrupt. John Mahama is clean, is squeaky clean. John Mahama has a character that every Ghanaian can identify with. The man has led this country, has built a lot of infrastructure across the country. Talking about my region, where airport was built, we've expanded Keta Hospital. Veta Hospital was built. There are water systems that, he helped initiated. Some of the project at Veta Hospital was 90% complete. MPP just came and commissioned it. So you need a person of that nature to come and make sure that this country runs again. If Kennedy Ejapon thinks that a third term of Akufo-Addo would help rather than a change in government, then I think he's not getting his mathematics correctly. Maybe he's also thinking in the MPP, how the MPP people think. Bawumia is just a third term. It's an extension of Akufo-Addo. So even the decision to select a running mate, if what we are hearing is true, he's not a man of his own. He can't even take decision of who becomes his running mate. We hear Napo, but Napo, we all know is a tribal bigot. What he said about the people of Keta, what he said about my people, if you play the video, you will think that this thing should be expunged from the political history of this country. But this is somebody who says he represents people of a certain constituency, can come on air and spew out those kind of things. You know. I mean, if you're not a tribal bigot, what else are you? And you want that person to... That is the mindset of the MPP. Like I said from the beginning, they think West are Togolese. They think we don't belong here. So they do all kinds of things. They say all kinds of things against us. You know. And that is why I think that JDM is the solution for this country. The solution for this country. We have seen his track record. He is the solution that Ghanaians want. No other person can trace this country. No other person can set us on the path of growth than John Dramani Mahama. Because if you're a man, the only thing we can judge you with is your past. Okay. Because nobody sees into the future. We can only judge you with your performance or your track record. And who else's track record can compare to that of JDM in this election? None. They can't even match up. It's like comparing darkness and light. It's not possible. JDM is the deal for 2024. JDM is the deal for... He's the deal for 2024. Yes. But you do admit it to be a difficult task. No election is easy. And that is the mindset. That is the approach we are. No election is easy. We can't walk into Flagstaff House. It's not possible. We need to fight for every vote. That is why I'm encouraging every NDC person. I'm encouraging every Ghanaian to see this as a project. Let us all put our hands to this. It is doable. We would achieve it. We would win the election. For Ghana, it's not going to be an easy task, but we are ready for it. At least I can speak for the people of the Volta region, or the party in the Volta region. We are ready for this election. What? Because if you're winning every vote in the Volta region, it means that you have to sell something to the average Voltarian. I am from the region myself, and I hear some of the things people say whenever the NDC comes in. The youth usually will talk about our parents have been following this party for so long, what has been in it for us, and why should we continue to vote? It affects our party. Those who will not vote for the MPP will decide not to vote at all because they don't see it as worth it. How are you addressing that particular issue? And how are you convincing people that perhaps this time around to be different? It's certainly going to be different. We know the national cake, you know, it's limited. NDC has done so much. What NDC has started doing in the Volta region for the past 7.5 years, if MPP had continued, I think Volta wouldn't be the way it is today. There are a lot of projects initiated. When MPP came to power, they stopped those road projects, for instance. The whole Aplau Road comes into focus. As to personal benefits, I can only say that the cake cannot reach everybody personally. However, if we all have collective good, that is what we must be looking to do. We must have collective good, like the hospitals, the roads, and the rest of them, that we've tried very hard to provide. And in the future NDC, as the leader or as the regional chairman, we're going to fight for what is due us. We'll make sure that what we deserve, we'll try and push for those. Okay. Yes, that one is an assurance to the people of the region. And don't forget, JDM was president. He understands the situation. He knows the plight of our people. He will definitely impact us in the region positively. You remember I said that every vote must be accounted for. Every vote must be fought for. What it means is that we are not going to take individuals for granted any longer. So that perception, I believe we should drop it. Let's support the cause. Let's vote for JDM. Let's get NDC back in office. the rest will follow.
A few things. How are people responding to you having conversations with them? Because I've been on a few political campaigns. It's interesting the kind of feedback you get when you converse with people one-on-one. What kind of feedback are you getting from the people? Because I'm sure yourself, you've been involved in this kind of conversations and interactions, and some of your team members who have been telling you, perhaps giving you an account of what people will say whenever you try to convince them. What has been the response?
This time everybody is tired, Senna. This time Ghanaians, an average Ghanaian is tired. When you meet them, they tell you the problems they have. I've done a few house to house. I've walked into homes of people. I mean, I've embarked on that exercise a couple of times, and I know that they complain. Definitely, the hardship is what preoccupies people's mind now. How they can get relief is what preoccupies their mind, you know. And so, as to what NDC failed to do in the past, I mean, we can always talk about it. That is why we are coming back to make sure that we correct what you think went wrong in the past, and make sure that the future for yourself and for your children is secured. You know, we get feedbacks, positive and negative, natural with human beings. However, we get more positive, responses, more positive feedbacks than the negatives.
More positive
feedbacks. More positive feedbacks.
And because you shared the story of this MPP man woman actually telling you that you need to get our party out of power.
Right.
Now, when people tell you that, is it a suggestion that they will vote for you, or they don't think? What do you think they are trying to say when they say, get my party out of power? Without votes, you can't do that.
Yes.
So what do you think they are communicating to you with that kind of language?
If somebody comes to tell you that, it means that the person is... The MPP people, see, if you go to filling stations, speak to the pump attendants, ask them, you people, which of you voted for MPP? They would all say, I didn't vote. Today, you won't find people who vote for MPP. You won't find them anywhere. So that alone, if you're an MPP person, they tell you, I voted, but this time I'm not going to vote. They tell us that. I voted for Akufo-Addo. He disappointed me. I'm not going to vote again. If you're an MPP person and you don't vote for MPP, it's good. It's good for us. And I think that is the apathy that is, troubling or stirring them in their strongholds. And they are struggling to find who to support the wobbly Baumia in his presidential aspirations. So if an MPP person wouldn't vote, it's a plus for me as an NDC person. I would only make sure that my people come out to vote. And like I said, this time we have our targets. We are targeting 85% turnout. And if we get that, we manage to secure over 774,000 votes, we'll be home and dry.
That's your target?
That's our target, even more.
Over 700?
Yes.
Votes, 700,000?
Yes, 774,000 votes. So we're even going to push it further. We've given ourselves 800, but, worst case 774 or more. That is what we are targeting to get because of the number of the voters or the numbers in the voter roll. Okay. We only have about 1 million. It's about 1,175,000 or so on the voter roll. 1.1 million on the voter roll. We just witnessed 15,000 transfers into the region as well. Okay. So our target is it's achievable, and we're going to get it and even exceed that.
There's one particular conversation that has come up. Has it come up with you and the interaction with the voters? Protection of their votes. In fact, the MPP had a famous group called Let My Vote Count. There are many Ghanaians who are wondering if I vote for NDC, would it really count? Because there is the idea that no matter what, this will rig the election. This thing keeps coming up about protection of the votes you get. Has it been part of the discussion voters are having with you? And how are you assuring them that their vote will count?
Yes, you go on the street, they tell you, we'll vote for you, NDC, but would our vote count? I'm giving an assurance to every voter that their vote will be protected. whatever it will take for their vote to be protected, it will be protected, at least within the area that I work in. That is the Volta region. Every single vote will be protected. We won't allow ourselves to be cheated by the NPP. If they have a mindset to rig the next election, they must rethink. Every vote will be counted, and their vote will be protected. Whatever it will take as a citizen of this country to protect my right, will make sure that it's extended to the election. So their vote will count.
If you're watching us on Facebook, please do send in your comments. If you have any issues you want me to put to the Volta Regional Chairman of the NDC, send it. Because there are some people asking specifics. And then those of you are sending me comments via the WhatsApp line or by my personal phone too. I will share some with the Volta Regional Chairman. We have to take a break. When we come back, I'll read some of the messages I'm getting to you.